Good evening, racing fans, and welcome to Racecraft TV for round 2 of the DXR series at the virtual Silverstone Northern Circuit. Glad you all can join us. I'm your host, Peyton Hill, and joining me in the booth today is Randall Alvarez. Before we get started, how are you feeling, Randall?
I'm feeling pretty good. It's been a great weekend, a great day, and a good day for racing out at Silverstone National.
That is absolutely correct. These racers are excited to run round 2 of the DXR Pro 2 Truck Series, and I have a feeling it's going to be a good one. With this practice already underway and preparing to these practice with these three cars battling it out here with Gary Green, Zach Drapkin, and Cody Meadows. Um, you want to tell us about our race information for today?
Yeah, so a little bit about this racetrack. With Silverstone National, it's going to be a little wide for these guys, actually. It's not a tight track at all. A lot of room to pass, as you can see from the blimp overhead. You know, these guys, when they go around a corner, there's about 4 car lengths, or you could fit 5 trucks side by side down most of the track. Even down some of the straights, like this one they're on right now, you can actually shoot that corner wide and really just outshoot the corner and dive back in. There's no off-track penalty in that section until you get to the turning on the inside. So we're going to see a lot of side-by-side, a lot of passing coming into these corners, and a lot of these guys are going to have to try and deep brake. So a lot of drafting down the straights, set up a pass on the inside, and then see if you can take them on the outside. With that being said, we have a light field today. It's only going to be, believe, 4 drivers total, depending on who queues up. But it's going to be an interesting battle between Braden Proudfoot and Cody Meadows, and then I believe Zach's going to be taking on Gary Green. So a little 2-on-2 for the lineup, and we'll see how it goes.
Like you said, the drafting is going to be pretty big. I'm a big oval guy, so I like those super speedway tactics, and I'm very excited to see how this is going to turn out. With this track already getting ready to go green here. Green flag's already underway for the first heat.
Yeah, with these heats, we have 4 laps to go, so it's going to be a quick shootout for these guys. Usually it's 4-on-4. That way our top 4 lineup gets kind of set up pretty well. But looks like Cody Meadows already pulling up into the back end of Braden Proudfoot. He's going to set up his draft coming down this front straight. And this first turn is actually pretty key. You can deep brake and get around someone, but you got to be careful because these trucks will break loose on you.
Oh yeah, look at that. Already Cody Meadows looking for a pass already. The passing might be a little bit difficult here as there's a little bit of contact involved. Overshooting
Cody
the corner
Meadows just
like
looking
you,
to stuff it into him
like
right
you
now.
said. Hey, this is Rubbin's racing apparently in this sport. Look at the blocks. This is awesome.
That's my favorite part about Silverstone is this track is so wide you can draft and pass, and you can see right there Braden Proudfoot doing a bit of a deep break, Cody diving in front of him, and then Braden's going to get the inside. But the best part is Cody can hold that inside line and maintain it and block Braden from doing a pass on the inside of the green.
Already contact on the inside. Look at Proudfoot really pushing him wide. But taking that momentum all the way to the outside is definitely key here to watch these drivers headed back into turn 1.
Yeah, it's going to be a back and forth with these guys. Just looking at this is what Silverstone does. It's a lot of drafting, catch up to the person after he passed you, set up another pass, maybe do some side drafting, go side by side, whatever you think is going to work to get you up there. And look at this, going into turn 2 right now. Cody's going to try to get to the inside. A little more brake check there.
Just contact after contact. Oh, look at that. Another bump. Trying to do a bump and run, man. We see this stuff in NASCAR all the time. But this is definitely a lot more exciting to watch.
That's the best part about, this track. And a lot of these guys are friends, too. So, no harsh feelings. They're having a lot of fun on the track. And the best part about...
almost turning out going into turn... Oh! Big
up on the
contact
bike
by Braden Proudfoot.
There, Proudfoot is going to be able to catch up to him most likely. I think Proudfoot had better lines than Cody Meadows, but we'll see it. We'll have to see how it plays out towards the end.
Yes, definitely excited to see how this plays out through and how easy it is to catch up. We're definitely going to see this down the straightaway. He might be a little bit out of the draft, but these trucks definitely punch a big hole in the air for the drafting line.
Yeah, and like I said, some of these corners you can deep brake. So where Braden was really hitting the brakes, he can actually roll it in a little bit deeper and maybe take that corner a little harder than he expected. Another thing to, since we're a little spread out, Nothing to note is these guys are going to have to hit the pits on the slowdown. So the way the track's going to break down for the future race, 5 laps are going to be green. After they finish lap 5, they're going to actually have to pace out, go into the pits, fuel up, tire up, leave pits, and then pace back to the front straight, and then go green on the front straight, and they'll have 4 laps to finish the race. So a little bit of a hiccup there with fuel, but other than that, it should be some pretty awesome racing.
I'm definitely loving these paint schemes that we see on all of my NASCARs. In iRacing, I do have a NOS Energy paint, so Cody Meadows, definitely, I have a little bit of a bias towards that paint for sure.
But look at that, Braden Proudfoot catching up to him now. Already, 4 car lengths behind him. He's already halved the gap. He's got the final lap. He might be able to catch up to him and push him around going into this final lap as, Cody Meadows overshoots that corner.
Oh, that's not what you want to do on the final lap. Side by side going all the way down the straightaway here. I believe this is the second straightaway. That's one of the longer straightaways for sure, but still side by side. Let's see if there's a little bit of contact going through this corner. Braden Proudfoot might be getting a slowdown, but I don't think it was enough of a turn there.
No, this track is actually pretty lenient on crossing over.
Oh, look at the blocks Braden Proudfoot is putting on to try to hold that NOS Energy 04 back. Going, almost trying to cross over. Will he be able to make it stick? Way overdriving the corner, taking out a few cones while he's at it.
Cutting the infield. Uh-oh. That's definitely going to be a slowdown now.
Oh, yeah, it's coming back to the line. Let's see. Looks like it's going to be Proudfoot.
Proudfoot hits the brakes and still gets up there and snags a first. Beautiful run.
What a run, that's for sure. These heats are too fun to watch for sure as well. So as we get ready here, we're going to be underway once again with Gary Green leading this field. Laps 0 to 4. Green and Drapkin. Drapkin's are pretty on top of it as we're green flag racing here once again at Silverstone.
Gary with the bad start there. Zach able to get around him. Or Gary's just letting Zach take the way. He's going to follow him for a lap real fast.
Now that gap definitely doesn't matter here as we saw in the last heat. Look at already, like we saw in the last one, turning into the corner. But staying pretty clean compared to that last heat we watched. But Drapkin's just going to overshoot the corner and give Gary Green the open door. So now we get
Zach just getting a little too heavy on the gas going into that corner, not on the brakes at all. It looked like he tried to roll that corner, and I know that corner you have to get on the brakes. Either that or you flick it, and he did neither.
Yeah, he definitely did neither, but we saw it time and time again that doesn't really matter here at this track. He has plenty of time to gain back up, and mistakes can happen on both sides of the spectrum here.
Oh yeah, and especially when coming into these long straights, drafting is key. And we saw before, if you can make up some time on those corners, you can draft your way back up to the the person's tail end and go from there.
Almost bump drafting down the straightaway, running out of just room to move. But
yep. And watch, he's going to do it again, coming into this second straight, or first straight off the finish. He's going to be on his tail. Now, it depends on Gary. Where do you want to brake? And then Zach, just kind of take it from there. Does he want to deep brake, or does he want to follow the line? Zach, oh my gosh.
Definitely pitching that thing in there.
Locking up the brakes, saying no.
Yeah, it looks like Green is going to keep that defensive line along the inside.
Yeah, good call by him.
Yeah, it's definitely hard to pass around the outside here. You leave that inside open. We've seen it. Just gives up the door. It looks like Drapkin's going to make a little bit more of a mistake going around the corner. However, I do believe Drapkin can hang on to that lead, or that second place, and possibly get into the lead from there. Only 8/10 back, which might not seem like a lot, but it definitely is in terms of racing.
Most definitely. And, Drapkin needs to figure out his lines. This heat does help place you, but with only 4 drivers out there, you're better off figuring off your lines for the heat and then going from there. One thing to note, though, if you do win your heat, you do get some extra points on for the overall race. So that is a little added bonus for those guys winning their heats.
Yeah, those extra points.
They make up to one full position change, so
Wow.
it can make a big difference. The way we do scoring is 50 points overall, and then every position below that is -2, and then winning one of your heat races gives you a +2 point. So, it's a huge difference. And then also we score in halves, so it's 100 overall, 50 given out for the first half and 50 given out for the second half. So that's why we have a pretty wide right now. We have 3 guys tied for second or third. No, 3 guys tied for third, I believe. It's Zach,
Because of the heat races.
Luke, and I think Lawrence. And that was because of the way they position or where they finished last race.
Oh, where is Drafkin going?
Just overshooting the corner on the
Really
final lap.
trying to gain that momentum coming around the corner. I've seen that be a strategy throughout all different kinds of racing, but he's got 8/10 to make up in this lap. He's cutting the corners all the way down. How far do you think he can send it into this next corner?
This corner's a little iffy. I wouldn't send it on this one. This inside section, you really want to be on point. If you can put pressure on green to overshoot, great, but you want to hit your corners. This the only time you can send it on this track is that back straight coming out. You can just go full or just go completely wide on the gas and use the pretty much 3 wide racing. So I don't know, a really wide racing lane to just push out and then bring yourself back in.
Well, there you have it. Gary Green taking the win there in the heat. And I believe this is going to be a warm-up.
Yeah, little 5-minute warm-up. For some reason, it would not let me not put it in. So, chance for these guys to cool down and figure it out.
Well, there you have it. Our two winners there. Proudfoot and Gary Green definitely putting on a show there for the first 2 heats. Definitely an exciting series that you put on, right?
Yeah, DXR is my child. It's a lot of fun. It's supposed to be just kind of a what's the word? Show up and race. You don't need to put practice in. Just show up and race. Do the best you can. It's a lot. It's supposed to be lighthearted racing, but at the same time keep it a little bit serious in the sense of watching your contact, being respectful out in the field. But other than that, have a good time out on the track. Do the best you can. A lot of these guys have other races they practice for, so this one really, it's not a hard hitter, but it's definitely a lot of fun to race. I don't know how to put it other than that. It's what is he doing right now? I'm not locked onto him.
Drifting.
Yeah,
all the way around the corner.
And that's the stuff we like to do. Like I think last season we put on a drift competition. We've done a lot of these Pro 2s, the Pro 4s obviously are just much better trucks overall, but these Pro 2s are really, they take a lot of effort to just drive well.
Correctly.
And yeah, and it's really cool because a lot of these guys are used to driving Pro 4s. Pro 2s are difficult because a lot of people don't like putting practice in on them. But when you take these Pro 2s to road and rally courses, they, it's it's a lot of fun because these trucks have a lot of traction and a lot of power, and they can dig in the dirt, but they can also break loose in the dirt and on asphalt. So like you get this weird mixture of kind of like power, was it power sliding or power drifting? I don't know what the term is
power
for.
sliding.
I think it's power sliding through some of these corners if you really want to. It's I don't know. These trucks are just fun in 2-wheel drive. 4 is cool, but 2 is just better when it comes to action. I think it's when it comes to action. When you make when you make the vehicles more racy, they break loose more often, and these guys really have to work hard at keeping it on the track. Minor mistakes on the track really affect the drivers. And that's what's kind of cool is you see these guys make some small mistake and it makes a huge change in the battle. Where if the trucks were easy to drive, had a lot of power, but also had four-wheel drive and could manage, had a lot of gear ratio to kind of work with. Yeah. you know, recovering from those mistakes is super easy, and it's hard to see people make position changes.
Yeah, not only I've driven these trucks, I even drove it here. They're definitely not the easiest car to drive well, but they are definitely fun to drive, especially how Cody Meadows is driving it currently, just drifting every corner. That is my favorite way to drive. However, I've spoken with those drivers who know how to drive these trucks very well. Some of the few, Josh Edmondson is one of them, who told me sliding maybe not be the fastest. What the heck was that, Cody?
He was planning on whipping it around the corner.
He kind of hit the angled wall there. With a minute left in this warm-up session, this is great fun. I've noticed it's definitely a great league, and some I'm sure would love to join this league. I would have loved to join this league, but I think I have too much fun producing this and commentating here.
Yeah, it's
definitely a great league altogether, and with it being season 3, it looks like we've gotten some good races so far, even with only 2 rounds under our belt.
Yep, sorry about that.
No
30
worries.
seconds to go. It's one of those leagues where it's supposed to be fun. I want it to be, good sportsmanship, but a lot of fun. Respect your fellow drivers out in the track, but at the same time, you can have fun. You can throw a door here and there. I'm not too strict about that. Where I get kind of upset is, seeing people really either plow each other out in the corners. Leaning on someone during a corner, that's not really an issue for me. That's part of racing. If you want to lean into them, I've seen that with truck driving or truck racing. Oh, I just got a glimpse of that one.
He's rolling.
That I would not approve of during the track. But the idea is, you can put a little shoulder into someone if you know the person. And I know some of these guys, respectfully, they don't want to do that to the other driver. And that's great. But, sometimes you get like Cam Peterson and Josh Evanson going at it, and they know each other so well. And they'll do that. They'll lean on each other in one of the corners, and it's just part of the race.
So we get ready to go green here for the main event.
That's correct.
Green flag.
We're green flag racing here once again here at Silverstone with these 4 drivers really putting on a show here.
And look at that, Braden Proudfoot in the front, Gary Green getting second, Cody Meadows in third, Zach Drapkin in fourth. But Zach looks like he's got a good run on the inside. Cody making a little mistake and getting holed up behind Green there. Nope, looks like that is not going to pay out for him into that first corner. Coming into turn 2, go ahead.
Definitely looks like a follow the leader race at the moment, but look at Drapkin pushing that inside line there to try to make it through the corner. He makes it stick coming out of that right 90-degree corner as they head down this giant straightaway under the bridge.
And once again, watch your braking points coming into turn number 3. See Gary sending it a little deep. Zach's going to also do the same, but Cody almost catching up to him, had to lock up just a tad bit there.
Yeah,
Braden's taking these corners pretty slow. Compared to all the other guys, they want to dive it in. It looks like Braden is really being careful and trying to keep all 4 tires on the ground right now.
That is definitely correct. He's definitely going into those corners pretty fast as we check this onboard camera. Hitting the corner at 80 miles an hour, which isn't that slow.
No, it's not. These corners are fast. They seem slow, but they're fast. These are fast corners.
That's a 40-mile-an-hour corner, which I don't even think I would want to hit that going 20 in my truck.
And it's funny is because these corners are so deceiving. I've done this race with supercars, and this is also another track that I love taking supercars to. And you have to deep brake the corners. You really can send it in there, last minute not lock up the brakes, but get pretty close, downshift, and whip it around the corner. And these trucks are kind of the same. You can deep brake them, use a downshift, from third to second to kind of lurch the truck the other way. and whip it around the corner.
Well, Cody Meadows going a little wide there, but looks like Proudfoot definitely has a pretty decent sized gap here, as it looks like Zachary Trafkin and Cody Meadows both flying over the corner there.
And one of the best things about these trucks is even if you overshoot the corner just a tad bit, they're meant for off-road. They can drive that green pretty well and maintain position, so it's not a huge detriment.
Yeah, unlike those GT3 cars that you'd see race here, they touch the grass and they're immediately in the wall. As Cody Meadows just flying out of the corner, taking out those cones.
He's trying to catch Zach. He's putting everything into it.
Yeah, definitely putting a lot. Let's ride on board, or let's ride on board looking back with our leader. Proudfoot. Gary Green sending him in quite a bit.
Gary's doing a good job out there. I honestly, if I was him, just keep riding it out. Now's not the time to be aggressive. He's got a halfway point. You know, last lap, or lap 4, going to lap 5, or sorry, finishing lap 5. At lap 5, go for it. You know, see if you can snag one, or just hold tight. You got a second. That's a solid finish.
Yeah, a solid finish, especially for points when they're this close. That's a very good finish. Now, who's leading in points currently, if you know that?
Proudfoot should be leading. Let me take a look at the points right now. I can pop over there and look at that. Give me 1 second.
I love seeing these drivers go into the corner super deep and watching that nose just drop as soon as they hit the brake.
Yeah, looking at the points, the 22 of Proudfoot is leading with a 102. So he had 2 first-place finishes and a heat win. And then Edmondson right behind him with 94. And then a tie with Edmondson is the number 91. And let's see, Gary Green, I know 920. So Gary's got 76 points. So he's a little bit behind, but, you know, winning this, taking a second place in this race, plus a heat finish is going to really boost him up there. And it looks like we are on the last lap before we hit that slow up.
Cody Meadows definitely pushed that corner a little wide coming out of there.
Yeah, it's going to be a good opportunity for Cody to regather himself, make some changes to his driving style, and see if he can, you know, get himself back up there.
It looks like Gary Green has gained a lot of time in that last couple of corners and is on the bumper of Brandon Proudfoot.
Yeah, he might even try and pass him on this last run if he can get close enough to him.
If he can make it coming into this next corner under the bridge.
I think he's a little too far behind. He needs to be a little more tucked in behind him, but you never know. Crazier stuff has happened in racing.
Oh yeah, look at how deep he drove it in. Gained quite a bit of time there. Doesn't seem like he's going to be able to get it done though.
He's close.
He is close, but without a corner to spare.
This is it. This is the draft. He's close enough to draft now. And that finish is right about there. Boom. First half, second half, or second is going to go to Gary. Third, Zach Drapkin, and fourth, Cody Meadows, as they roll into the pits from here. I'm going to go ahead and let them know.
Alrighty. Yeah, as they start to pace, we're going to click this resume shortly for 1 minute. Actually, I think we should be fine. So they get ready here to go down pit road. I'm going to definitely need some fuel here. And tires if they decide to take it. Which, who knows, we might see some pitting strategy here. So they head down pit road. Brandon Proudfoot goes into his pit stall, and they're all pretty even here, almost how they start. However, Cody Meadows, oh, he's going to get in the side of Drapkin there for a second. These pit stops are quite long.
All right. So I'm back.
Hello.
We have a little bit of a change up here. So I was talking with the guys, and Braden wants to change it up. Since he's up in front, I'm letting him make this call. He wants to do a full field invert.
Oh, there we go. That would be very exciting for the rest of this race.
And this is kind of what DXR is about. Sometimes it's a little bit random, and we make some changes on the fly. And this is going to be one of those changes. The leading driver wants to do a full field invert. You know what? Fine. Let's have a little fun. You know,
I'm sure Cody Meadows would not
object
to that. Might be able to hang on to the line as Drapkin's gonna get all crazy.
Drapkin's trying to warm up those tires. They also they did grab a set of tires, and if I remember correctly, they want to do a 2-wide start, so on each guy. So they're gonna go 2-wide, full field invert.
Wow.
So it should be Cody, Zach, Gary, and Braden.
And that's what it looks like. Are they gonna do it in the middle of the straightaway?
No, they're just prepping. They're gonna do the restart on the front. Yeah, DXR is all about having a good time, and we're always changing the formats and making some small tweaks here and there. With road, I first had it where you had to take it was like 15 laps and 1 pit stop. And I did like a quarter fuel or something like that. So they had to take a pit stop. And that was pretty interesting because a lot of guys in trucks didn't know how to take tires or forgot to turn off tires. Because you could drive... These tires are pretty durable. And the course they were on was pretty short.
Right. We're going to ride
Thanks
on
for the correction, Connor.
With
Why do I keep saying Braden? I keep skipping the N because I see the DY at the end. I keep calling Brandon Braden.
Yeah, I realize that. There's an N.
Yeah, you can correct me. It's okay. Connor did.
Get
on you, Connor.
I try to correct without making it a...
But look at that restart.
Yeah,
Meadows up in front.
Getting a decent lead there, but look at Brandon Proudfoot already up in
You
second.
mean Braden, right?
No, you start throwing me off.
We'll go by last names. How about that?
Proudfoot.
And then I believe it's Drapekin for the number 56.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. Don't say that.
Okay, now
Zach
you're
doesn't like that.
Start throwing it off.
It's Drapkin.
Okay. Great. I'm gonna say it by accident now.
Just do it during the interview. He'll love it. Oh, Proudfoot giving a bump to Meadows. And Gary doing the same.
Yeah, definitely. Proudfoot's definitely hanging on to that second place and might have an opportunity here to make a pass. But Cody definitely, or Meadows definitely cannot make a mistake here. He has some very fast drivers on his tail. It's crazy what
Meadows almost too hot into that corner.
Yeah, but hanging on to it, driving defensively, coming down this first pretty decent sized straight. Heading into these very quick. I guess
Teal, if you want to come in for the last 3 laps, you can. Oh, Meadows overshoots the corner.
Meadows,
locks with the brakes. Ah!
Oh, side by side though, he might be able to overshoot it again and make it work into turn 3. Or my turn 3 cam.
Look at that.
Oh, he might be able to hang on to
Meadows
Green. A little bit of contact.
Zach's going to capitalize on that, though. That's going to be an opening for him. Push him to the inside. Come on. And it looks like we're going to have a guest pop in. Teal, how's it going, man?
It's going great. How are you guys?
Oh,
doing
great.
Good.
Welcome to the booth, Teal.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Here, I'll share my screen real fast if you're not watching.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I'm a little behind on the YouTubes.
Proudfoot leading this field with 2 to go.
All right, there you go.
Thank you.
2 laps to go. Oh, Meadows sends it in,
Meadows sending it
overshoots.
again. That is.
Same with Zach.
But Kid Meadows, definitely looks like he couldn't get the run out of the corner.
No, Meadows needs to drop in behind Green, draft him for this first lap, and just stay on his tail. Don't leave his tail. Oh,
Look
no,
at
he's
that
gonna send
to
it
the
in there.
inside. But overdriving with the crossover, Gary Green, and Drafkin might be able to capitalize, staying on the quarter panel of the 04 NOS Energy Racing car.
There we go. Yeah, I was gonna say Meadows needs to stay on Green's tail, and then just draft him down this front straight, and this is where you make your pass. This front straight, you can get up enough speed to pass him on that first corner. Are you there? Can you see it, Teal?
I can, yeah. I just focusing.
Oh, Meadows getting contact by Drafkin.
Final lap, and I kind of want to watch Meadows and Drafkin race.
Yeah, the gap was 1 second between Proudfoot and Green. However, Meadows and Drafkin are side by side.
Yeah, I want to stick with this backpack. I think Proudfoot has it in the bag right now.
Yeah,
but
he's got quite the lead.
Yeah. It's close, though.
Oh,
Gary
look at
might be able to
Meadows
sneak it
coming
in.
into the inside. Slide job that we see in the dirt world. But, Drafkin's just going to shut the door. Coming around the final corner.
And going onto the front straight for the finish, it's going to be Proudfoot taking first and Green snagging a second.
Green, Drafkin's going to be able to hang on to third and Meadows in fourth. What a race.
That was fun.
Wow.
The race for the third, fourth spot was the race of the century. I'm going to have to go back and rewatch that one.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, for sure. Look at these drifts.
Ooh. Simcana, I love it.
I've had a small question to myself. Should I just make the road racing drifting, and you guys have to drift every corner? But the problem is you have to judge that. I don't want to judge that. I just want to see you guys throw it sideways.
That would be very interesting. You should make it like a secondary event.
Yeah, that's just more work in the back end, though.
Yeah,
but it's fun. Look at that in tandem.
Synchronized.
Oh, Gary getting on the inside.
Gary taking his last name and staying on the green.
Yeah. All right, let's get these guys up here. I'll be right back. I'm going to drag them up.
Yep.
Okay.
So, Teal, I believe you saw most of this race from the YouTube. You have any comments and just anything to add to this entire thing?
Well, I mean, I wasn't really expecting third and fourth place to be such a crazy battle for the end there, but definitely love to see it. I might have to get into one of these races, though. It looks like a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah, and to hear what next week is, I believe next week is Sonoma. And I've heard you have a lot of practice on that track, Trevor. Maybe not in these vehicles, but...
The Rallycross track?
Yeah,
yep, Sonoma Rallycross.
Oh, I'm in. Let's go.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite tracks to make you guys work on.
Yeah, I literally just got done racing on it. Rallycross League.
All right, so we're gonna pull everyone up into the booth on this one, just because it was a small group, and we'll let them talk about it and tell us about the race and how they felt.
All right.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have our top 4 finishers. I was gonna say Braden again. Brandon Proudfoot, Gary Green, Zach Drapkin, and Cody Meadows. Why don't you guys tell us a little about how you felt, how the race went, and overall that invert, that was pretty cool.
Race was definitely pretty fun. We ended up running the Tsukuba setup tonight, and albeit maybe a little bit of a gear change may have been good, but I think we were all There after that race, especially after those heat races, I think we all wanted water just as much as the trucks did.
Definitely.
Yeah, it was definitely a good time. I mean, the limited gearing for the long stretches, it definitely kept it interesting because nobody was really able to pull away from each other. So it made it fun, changed things up a little bit.
I agree. Having a small field, it was a little bit smaller of a field, but we still made fun out of it. Going to a 4-car with a full inversion definitely made the mid race more exciting, especially seeing Cody starting up front, me up front, giving Gary and Brandon, I'm sorry, a heck of a run up front, making them have to work for it a little bit more.
Yeah, it's always fun going into these different things. This is a new thing for me, especially coming in as a rookie and having a fantastic battle with Zach for the last place spot. But all in all, still a fun race.
Yeah, that was a blast to watch you guys side by side. One thing that I really, for me, like this track is more of a 8-car field, but 4 is a lot of fun because you get to see some of those battles break out. And like you guys said, with the limited gear ratio, you really can't run away, and then the drafting comes into play because you're pinned out, and then you're slowly, pulling up on someone with the draft, and you can catch them because there's some really long straights on this track.
Yeah, for sure. The gearing made it a little bit more difficult, but somehow it did allow the cars to pull even a little bit in the straightaway. You might have only gotten about a tenth by doing it. Yeah, for sure. With the gearing, definitely made that difficult. I know me and Cody, it was only me and him in the first heat race there, so we kind of had a no holds bar sort of deal. But in the feature, we all kept it for the most part pretty clean. So hey, only 4 of us. You got to make a little bit of fun here.
Exactly, and honestly, in those heat races, I don't really count the contact.
Yeah,
because it's a heat race, dude. It's supposed to get aggressive. You're fighting for position.
yeah.
But I know you guys have some sponsors. Why don't we just go down the line and talk about some of your guys' sponsors and give everyone a shout out?
Of course, I'll just go down the line like usual do. Fistful of Bourbon, Winners Get Whiskey, General Tire, Polar RZR, Vision Wheel, St. Racing Fabrication, and Cristiano Motorsport Drop. You guys are doing the broadcast here at Racecraft, and you ain't here tonight, but all the guys that make things churn over at Victory, and you guys for hosting the DRX, I believe it is, or DXR. My memory is terrible.
It's okay. You get one because I messed up your name multiple times, so it's fine.
All right.
Gary?
I'd like to thank Backtown Productions, Rockon Fabricating, guys, Team Green. Also, thank you guys there at DXR and Vors and Racecraft for putting race on and broadcasting.
You got it. Zach?
I gotta thank all my guys that back me. Redline Oil, Weddle Performance, Big O Tires for making this thing hook up. You notice we didn't grip out at all. That's why we were sliding. And my whole team, Ambush Esports, and the whole DXR team, that everybody that puts this together, Josh, Randall. It's always fun coming out here racing, even with the smaller fields. We'll be back next week. Put on a bagger show. A lot more guys. We'll get the whole show going, and we'll be back out and rolling and go for it.
And Cody, to finish it up.
First of all, my main team, AOD Racing, they advanced me out in multiple things. Like, the only reason why I was able to do somewhat decent, even though I finished last here, is because of my road background with all my endurance races and stuff. I'd like to thank a buddy of mine over at RBR Racing. He throws me some setups here and there, and I'd like to help him out a little bit. And DXR for allowing me to come out and race these chaotic races and have some fun.
You got it, man. Once again, thank you for coming out. I really appreciate all you guys out here. It's a blast to have you guys out here. I know, Peyton, thank you for producing.
Yeah, of course.
Teal, thank you for popping in, man. Always
Yeah,
appreciate it. I know you got a Twitch channel. You want to go ahead and shout that out?
Oh yeah, it's Twitch/Teal72.
There you go.
Great.
Well, everyone.
Content there.
Definitely.
Lots of crashing. It's awesome.
Robin's Racing.
Well, I should see you guys for Sonoma next week. Everything will be squared away. I'm actually going to make the race right after we finish. That way we don't have any more hiccups. no last minute changes. But with that being said, thank you to everyone for tuning in. Thank you for you guys for coming out, and hopefully see you next week.
Yeah, I'm gonna add on to that. So thank you for joining us on iRacing and Racecraft TV. I'm Peyton Hill, joined by Randall and our special guest Trevor Teal. We're saying I'm gonna say peace out here at the Silverstone Speedway. Everyone, you want to say bye?
Peace out.
Bye. See you
Later,
next
guys.
week.
See you guys later.
Deuces.